Hey there, I'm Sean Power here at the Hilson Studio in Nashville, Tennessee, ready to check out a fantastic new dynamic microphone from Warm Audio. Let's get into it. The WA-19 faithfully recreates one of the most favored dynamic mics of the 1960s. Like the original adored by live and studio engineers, the WA-19 delivers a unique combination of dynamic mic functionality and studio-worthy condenser tones. With critical noise rejection and reduced proximity effect of a dynamic, the WA-19 captures the vibrant top end for enhanced detail, surpassing many studio dynamic microphones. This sound has been leveraged by artists like the Beatles, Tame Impala, Slayer's Kerry King, and many more. With elite, upgraded build quality and premium components, the WA-19 revives all the tone of the original 60s-era dynamic mic. To deliver the sound profile of the lauded original, the WA-19 features a custom hand-assembled dynamic cardioid humbucking capsule that blends the critical noise rejection of a dynamic mic with the top-end clarity of a condenser. The WA-19 includes a variable acoustic high-pass filter ring that cuts up to 10 dB at 50 Hz, ideal for tightening up the tone and adding upper mid-range emphasis, without any electronic phase shift often incurred from preamp high-pass filters. Additionally, ventilated slots on the side of the WA-19 body reduce proximity effect, eliminating boomy bass associated with placing the mic closer to louder sources, and making editing a breeze as there are less unwanted bass frequencies competing in the mix. This combination of features in the WA-19 solves critical recording and live performance challenges. For all of the vintage style and substance, the WA-19 is built with a rugged metal design and features modern quality upgrades, making the microphone more durable and ready for the challenges of everyday studio and live use. Let's hear how it sounds. In these samples, you'll hear the WA-19 without the low-end roll-off, just to get an idea of the full sound of the mic. You could also experiment with the tone switch found on many of Warm's preamps to change the impedance and see how that impacts the tone of the microphone. The WA-19 sounds fairly open already, and we kept all the samples flat so you could just hear the sound of the mic. The WA-19 sounds killer on drums. We went for a dry, thumpy, throwback kind of sound, dampening the toms and with a pretty loose, deep snare drum. You can really hear how the top end comes to life with the snares on the top and the bottom mics, but also captures the body of the snare drum and the toms really nicely. They're also conveniently lightweight with a smaller body, which makes placement a bit easier as well. Another great application for the WA-19 is for use on overheads. They have plenty of top end to pick up the cymbals and give an overall picture of the kit. Because they're dynamic mics, they're slightly less sensitive to further away sound sources, which is perfect if you want a drier overhead sound with less room tone. It can also translate to a slightly wider feel. The pristine top end of the WA-19 works great on acoustic guitars, especially if you need a more isolated sound. This is through the WA-MPX flat. You'll hear it soloed and then in the context of a mix. Notice how clean and upfront the acoustic sounds, even though we're in a bigger room, without any treatment around the playing area. You can also double them up in an XY setup to get a little bit more stereo spread without introducing any phase issues. Have a listen. The WA-19 handles the top end and the volume of a guitar cab really nicely. I went ahead and dialed in a pretty dirty tone using the Warm Bender and ran it into a Bad Cat feeding a 12-inch blackback with the mic a little bit off center with no roll-off. There's some great body to it and it has nice clarity without any of the ice pick harshness that can sometimes come in from a dirty guitar. And of course, distorted guitars always sound better doubled and hard panned. For the male vocal, we put the WA-19 about 8 inches from the singer and ran it into the WA-MPX with everything flat. We used a pop filter so we could place the mic right in front of him, but you could also use the built-in high-pass filter to roll off some of the low end and help tame the plosives. This is especially helpful in a live situation.
Don't be afraid, it's what you wanted. Don't be afraid, it's what you wanted. Don't be afraid, 'cause love never hurt no one. Don't be afraid, 'cause love never hurt no one. Don't be afraid, 'cause love never hurt no one.
The Wurlitzer is one of my favorite sounding keyboards, and it can work from clean to gritty. We used a WA-19 on the internal speaker here, straight through the WA-MPX, and kept it flat. You could also push it a bit to get it to cut through the mix a little more. You'll hear it completely dry, then with a little added grit in the context of the mix. These mics have a great, balanced, focused sound. They can handle high SPLs and bring a cool vintage vibe to whatever you're tracking. As you've heard, you can use them across a ton of sources, and they'll bring something special to everything. The size and convenience make them an excellent choice for everything from vocals to guitars to drums to more. And they look pretty dang cool, which doesn't hurt either. I hope you like what you've heard. Thanks so much for watching, and head on over to warmaudio.com for more information.